Hey there, it's Dave with House Flipping Spreadsheet, and this is a quick video tutorial on the quick analysis tools that we have built into our Rehab Analyzer. I'm just going to show you how you can use those to quickly analyze a deal in a matter of minutes. So let's go over to the Analyze workflow, and you'll see we've got 3 steps to analyzing a deal. So the first one is just setting up your project info. That's just going to be your basic project information, the name, street address, number of beds, bad square footage, and then your company information. That information is just going to be used on all of the different reporting options. So if you're going to be using those reports, make sure you fill that out because that'll transfer over to those different reports we have later on. So if you go to next, it'll take you to the Rehab Analyzer. So this is where you can analyze your deal. Basically, you're just going to plug in your after repair value, your fixed costs, so your buying, holding, selling costs, financing costs, repair costs, and profit to calculate your maximum purchase price. So let's say this property has an after repair value of $175,000. So we think we can resell it for $175,000 after repairs. Now this is where the next section is where you can use some of our quick analysis tools to quickly analyze your fixed costs. So right now it's in detailed mode. So if you wanted to quickly just input your detailed information for your buying costs, your holding costs, your number of months that you're going to be holding it, multiplied by your monthly holding costs, and then your selling costs here, and then your financing costs, you can set all that information up and do a detailed analysis of everything. Otherwise, you can use a percent of ARV. So there's a little drop down menu, select percent of ARV, and now you can just basically calculate all of your fixed costs as a percentage of the after repair value. So once you do that, you'll see a little box pop up on the right hand side. Right now we're at 15% of the ARV is being used to calculate our fixed costs on the project. So 15% of 175 is $26,250. So this can be used if you are wanting to use the 70% rule. So if you want to buy a property at 70% of the after repair value, generally that means that you've got about 15% in the project for fixed costs and then another 15% in the project for profit. So overall you've got 30% for fixed costs and profit in the deal. So right now you can see we are exactly at 70% of the after repair value. So this can be one of those quick tools that you can use if you don't want to do a detailed analysis of all of your buying, holding, selling, and financing costs. You could just change this to a percent of ARV and then plug in whatever percent you want to use there. So if you wanted to use 10%, you could plug in 10%, and then it's just going to multiply 10% times the after repair value up there to give you your total fixed costs budget for this item. So next, let's go to repair costs. So now that we've calculated our fixed costs, we can move on to our repair cost section. So you'll see in the upper right hand corner we have a drop down menu there. This is going to be something that gives you some different options for how you want to estimate your repair costs on the project. So I believe when you first open up the spreadsheet it's set to quick bid, but you've got some other options here. So you've got quick bid, lump sum, and detailed. So quick bid allows you to just manually plug in all of your values directly into the Rehab Analyzer. So let's say you thought there might be about $1,000 for demolition. Maybe roofing has $5,000 there. So you can see you can just quickly plug in all of your lump numbers directly into the repair cost section here. Instead of doing a detailed analysis on the repair estimator, you could just plug those values directly into the Rehab Analyzer directly on the dashboard. Now the other option, if you want to do something even quicker than that, is just to change it to lump sum. So lump sum basically allows you to just input a lump sum value down here at the bottom. So let's say that we think the budget for this project for the repairs is going to be about $50,000. So you can just plug that value in directly into that cell. So instead of doing a detailed estimation or doing the quick bid estimation, you're really just plugging in one value for the repair costs. So that's how you can do that even quicker, is use that lump sum option to quickly just input the lump sum value in there. And then later on, if you want to change it to detailed, you can change it to detailed, and then what that'll do is that'll pull in the values from your repair estimator. So if you start plugging in some costs over here on the repair estimator, those values will feed over to the Rehab Analyzer. So really you could always start with the lump sum or quick bid option. Once you figure out your scope of work on the project, you could start plugging that information into the repair estimator, and then you'd switch that drop down menu to detailed, and then it'll start pulling in all of your detailed repair cost information to the analysis over here. So those are the two items that I would use to help you quickly analyze a deal. Again, you've got a drop down menu so you can change it to a % of ARV to calculate your fixed costs, and then up here on the repair cost section you can use the drop down menu here for quick bid or lump sum, so that way you can just quickly estimate your costs instead of doing a detailed analysis. So on this project, let's change it back to lump sum real quick, and then let's change it back to just $50,000. Now that we changed it back to $50,000 here, we've got an after repair value of 175 minus our fixed costs of 17,500 minus our repair costs of 50,000 minus our rehab profit of 26,250. So our maximum purchase price that we can offer for the property is $81,250. So as you can see, you really only need to input 1, 2, 3 values in here in order to really calculate the maximum purchase price that you should offer for a property. So once you get this set up, you can easily analyze a deal in a matter of minutes, and then if you always want to go back and do a more detailed analysis, maybe once you figure out whether the property will be a good deal or whether you should make an offer or not, you can go back and do a little bit more due diligence, change these back to detailed, and then do a little bit more detailed analysis to determine what that actual purchase price is that you should offer for the property. So if you have any other questions or anything, please let me know. Thanks. Bye.